All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back. We're back here in Chicago. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I sure did. Got to see some family. Good times, good times. But we're back here in Chicago. It's about 4:30 and it is pitch black. It's pitch black. We got the red lights out today. For some reason, I guess it took me like 2-3 months to figure out that, hey, you don't have to have a white background every time you make a YouTube video. The red looks really freaking good, man. So hopefully you guys like this little aesthetic here. I get off the flight today, and first off, flying is a hassle of its own. One thing I've kind of realized about, since I started making videos in the last year, my biggest complaint with flying is that, I'm offline for a couple hours and I can't make videos usually for at least 5 hours because you got to get to the airport, you got to wait for the plane, you got to, go on the plane, come back, all that stuff. So we're finally back, and I've been literally wanting to make a video all day, and I get off the plane and I see that John Wall, I literally thought this was a joke. I'm on Twitter. And I'm on YouTube, and I see my boy Gio post a video, and it's like, John Wall wants to play with the Houston Rockets. I'm like, hold the phone. Gio doesn't clickbait. Hold the phone. Does John Wall want to play for the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets want to play John Wall? So apparently John Wall had a conversation on, before we get into this video, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. We're 40 subs away from hitting 9,000 by the end of the month. The month's almost over, man. The month's almost over, so every new subscriber, every like, it helps the algorithm out so much, so I really appreciate you guys. But anyways, apparently John Wall had a meeting with Rafael Stone on Friday that, hey, I want to play. I want to play basketball. I want to play for the Rockets. Just play me. Probably not that, serious or that, chaotic, but essentially, John Wall wants to play, and the Houston Rockets actually have some interest. So they will be meeting tomorrow. I would not be surprised if John Wall suits up for the Houston Rockets within the next 10 days. Wouldn't be surprised. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, which if you don't, man, follow me on Twitter. I comment it on videos. It's like the first pinned comment. The link's in the bio. You could also type in Will_update on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, but I just am not a huge fan of it. And if you guys are subscribed to my Houston Rock Daily channel, I talk about this a lot. I'm not a huge fan of John Wall playing, and I think it has nothing to do with John Wall himself, because John Wall is a phenomenal basketball player. But at 2-16, it might be too far gone to, I guarantee you, this is, and it hurts to say that, I think a lot of Rockets fans just have never dealt with a rebuild. And it seems as if the older guys, the older ones who have been through rebuilds, they're not opposed to, John Wall, it's split. And I would have thought that a lot of older fans kind of would want to accept the rebuild, because when you get guys like Hakeem, when you get guys like Yao Ming, it's not a fun season. They're not pretty seasons. So I thought that a lot of these Rocket fans were just kind of like James Harden bandwagon fans, and that's why they want John Wall to play, because they're just sick of losing. And it makes sense. And I'm not trying to say, I'm not having a great time every single minute of every single game. I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing because I know the future of the Houston Rockets. I know the talent that they have right now. I know that they're going to win at least 7 games by the end of December. I know that they're going to have more than 20 wins by the end of the season. They might go on a little win streak right now. You never know. They're not that bad. Here's the thing, though. And this is something I guarantee you, and I promise. I don't understand why everyone is so quick to have John Wall, why isn't John Wall playing? Why isn't John Wall playing? But then when Eric Gordon plays and Daniel House Jr. plays and DJ Augustine plays, it's why the hell are you playing veterans? So it's what are you saying? Literally, what are you saying? You can't have everything you want. You can't always get what you want. But here's what I'm telling you. If the Houston Rockets start John Wall, or if John Wall comes off the bench, that's actually a pretty different situation. If John Wall's coming off the bench and playing 20 or so minutes a night where he can't really contribute greatly, he's not closing games, he's not starting games, he's not even maybe the sixth man, he's just on the bench rotation getting about 20 minutes per game, I actually don't really have an issue with that, because you want to get his trade value up. I'm trying to trade John Wall at some point this season. I'm not trying to have his value plummet because he isn't playing. No team wants to take on $90 million for the next 2 years. He accepts his player option next year, and then you buy him out because the Rockets, they have enough cap. They can financially buy out John Wall next season and not have it like screw up everything. But here's what will happen. If John Wall starts, like next, not tonight against Charlotte, but next game, John Wall starts. And let's say John Wall starts into February, into March. Let's say the Rockets, because they're not making the playoffs with or without John Wall. Just be real with yourself. They're not making the playoffs with or without John Wall. Just be real. So let's say the Rockets have, it's right by the trade deadline, and the Rockets have anywhere between 2 wins to 20 wins. So basically, they're out of the playoff picture, which they pretty much are right now. I guarantee you, every single fan will be saying, why are you playing John Wall? Why is he not? It won't necessarily be that, but it will be, why is John Wall not traded? Buy John Wall out. Why is John Wall on this roster? I guarantee you that is what will happen. Because unless you're making the playoffs, what's the point in playing John Wall 35 minutes every single night? There isn't. Rafael Stone's not stupid. John Wall's not stupid. The Houston Rockets aren't stupid. They're not. I find it very hard to believe that they would go out and play John Wall 35 minutes, 30 minutes even, at the starting position while you put KPJ or Jalen Green on the bench. I don't think that's going to happen. The only reason that situation would ever happen is because they're either just like, they're not happy with KPJ as a point guard, which he's doing just fine, or they're not happy with Jalen Green and just how he's playing, and he's doing just fine. He's out for injury right now, but before the last 5 games, he's definitely been getting a lot better, a lot smarter, a lot better decisions. So it can be done. You can play John Wall, but John Wall should come off the bench. And if John Wall does come back, whether he's starting or whether he's coming off the bench, you need to get rid of DJ Augustine. You need to buy him out. The issue, it's not on his last year. You can't really, you can buy him out, but is it the most financially smart thing to do? Definitely not. What's my ideal world? I think my ideal world would be John Wall playing either, he can start and get 20 minutes a night, but I need John Wall around the 20-minute a night. Like, just any situation, whether he's closing games, whether he's starting games, whether he's just solely the 6th man and never plays with the starters. I just need him playing 20 minutes, 25 at the absolute max, and that's even pushing it for me, because if you have the opportunity, like if you start 2-16 and you're playing veterans, and the whole point of this season was to have the veterans help mentor these young players, so when the second half of the season comes, you can unload all these veterans and old guys to bring in room for the young players. If that's the whole kind of like plan for this season, newsflash, we're almost 20 games into the year. How many games are there? There's 82. I'm not saying we're close to halfway, but we're about a quarter of the way through the season, through the regular season. So, does it make sense it just doesn't make sense for me to start John Wall to try and win basketball games if you're already 2-16. Because here's the thing, the Rockets, they don't deserve to be 2-16. They're so much better than a 2-16 team. I get you have issues with the rotation. I get you have issues with the coach. I get that they're turning over a lot. But here's the bottom line, they're not shooting well either. There's a bunch of issues. They're all fixable issues. The Rockets will start to win games soon. It will start happening soon. I promise you don't beat the Bulls by just coincidence. I promise you that. I live in Chicago. I watch the Bulls. I watch every single game. You don't beat them by accident. There's something there. Granted, no win's an easy win, but it goes to show you the Rockets, they're going to run up and down the court every single night. They're going to give it their all. So John Wall, I'm not totally opposed to it. I don't want people berating me saying like, oh, we need to start winning games. These are horrible. The season's over, bro. Like, as far as playoffs, Right now, you need to focus on staying healthy and player development. That's it. It's essentially an evaluation stage right now for Rafael Stone. They should be evaluating their talent, their personnel, top to bottom, a whole Rockets organization right now. Who fits our future? If you don't fit our future, traded, cut, fired, bye. That's it. It really should be that simple. There's very little opportunities to get the number 1 pick, to get the number 2 pick. There is nothing more valuable than a top 3, top 4, top 2 pick in a star-studded draft. We saw it with Jalen Green. We'll see it 5 years from now when Jalen Green's dropping 25 and 5. We'll be like, I'm glad that we tanked and we traded James Harden and we got Jalen Green. And I'm glad we tanked the season after that. We got Paolo or we got Chet or whoever it is. It's my opinion. The whole point of these videos is to hear your guys' opinions as well. So if you disagree with me, go at my throat. Or maybe don't go at my throat, but let me know you disagree. Let me know why you disagree. Comment down below your opinions on John Wall. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, friendly reminder, if you're still watching this at 11 minutes, 11 seconds, I do post Houston Rocket, like I have a Houston Rocket Daily channel. It will be with my Twitter in the comment section and in the bio. I literally post every day on that account, and it's more like personal, like Josh Christopher G League recaps. It's more for like Rocket diehard fans as opposed to just like, you know, mainstream Rockets not mainstream, but like big Rocket news is really what this channel for. And then the Houston Rocket Daily is for all the like the little stuff, like diving into player development, how they're doing, opinions on that, interviews, all that good stuff. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that sub button. This vibe's freaking dope. I should have worn a red hat. That's it for today, guys. Peace.